Yes, I had done a little bit of research online, and it was very evident really quickly that there was just so much information available on there that I just got overwhelmed. And I knew from that moment that, okay, I needed a more structured approach because there was just so much of it. You couldn't make heads or tails of, that information. And there were contradicting pieces of information as well. And with someone with almost no knowledge of the share market, it was kind of difficult to make sense of, who was kind of feeding you some BS and, who was actually telling you some legit, strategies or ideas for trading the share market. So a lot of the stuff that's in the course, it makes sense very quickly because of the way that it's structured, and the way that I guess the Wealth Within team take you through it. It sets you up not only from a concepts perspective, but the psychology that you get as well. You're actually setting yourself up for success as well. And I really wanted a good understanding or fundamentals within the stock market before putting any of the capital on the line. So for me, especially at such a young age, I wanted to make sure that I was actually putting my money to good use, and not being just throwing it away, I guess, too risky with it. So the accredited aspect of the course definitely added weight. That the course wasn't bogus. There's a lot of courses out there that will claim to teach you many things, and so before I chose Wealth Within, I was evaluating a number of other courses as well, and which were more expensive or less expensive in some cases, but none of them had the level of structure that I've seen in Wealth Within. So the Wealth Within, at least the Diploma of Share Trading and the CFD course for that fact, it's not just a course. You don't go through and just do a couple of modules and a few assignments. There's actually a level of support that's provided with that as well. And that was fantastic. Being able to email the team and get those quick responses to any questions you might have, it really accelerates that process of learning. Yeah, absolutely. So having come straight off the back of university, it wasn't too difficult for me to jump into the course, but the team made it real easy to really succeed, hit the milestones and targets. So ultimately I want to be able to, retire at or before 50 would be nice, and to live a comfortable lifestyle on the way to that, hopefully milestone in my life. So that's the goal at the moment. And I completely agree. So 80% psychology. I think you could say anything in life. Psychology plays a massive part. Share trading is just one aspect of that. So I've always lived by that philosophy that you have to work on yourself and the way you approach problems, because that will ultimately decide the outcome. It's not all about skill, because you can have all the knowledge in the world but still not manage to succeed. So I think it's about proper planning, knowing what your goals are, what are you working towards. So you're going to have some tough times. It can be really tough going through, or there's a lot of work involved. But knowing why you're doing it is a huge part. The biggest challenge is definitely setting up the processes. So the course sets you up really well with a lot of the theory. So you come out of the course and you know trend lines, you know Dow, GAM, all of these little things. You know how to identify patterns and all these, in isolation, really cool little tools. Bringing that all together and understanding, or putting everything into place in terms of your documentation and your strategy for moving forward. How are you going to trade? That was probably the biggest step that I had to make. But having done that, I know that it set me up really well. So now it's just a matter of having done all that, just following the strategy and going back and routinely, just checking it and making sure that it's up to date. Absolutely. So I feel a lot more confident in being able to read the market and read the stock. That's definitely helpful, to say the least. When you're going into the market, it's not just you and a couple of others trading. You've got big institutional players in there as well, which will quite happily take the money that you put in. So I want to make sure that the hard-earned dollars that I do put in there is actually going to work hard and return a profit. That's the ultimate aim of the game, I guess you could say. Absolutely, yeah. So just the level of support, I haven't seen that anywhere else. I studied a bachelor degree at university and didn't get to see that level of support. So I think everyone at Wealth Within definitely wants to see you succeed, and is always there and happy to help and answer questions, which is, in my opinion, fantastic. Thank you. Yeah, so just the effort, like I said, again, I'll reiterate the effort that's gone into presenting the materials, the effort they put into improving as well. So the recent step up in productions of the videos is just another level of improvement in the way that the Wealth Within is just taking that next step to stay relevant in a very changing market. So I think that's fantastic, and I thank the whole team for doing that and helping me out in the process and dealing with all those emails.